Good morning. Oh, let me get my water. How is everybody this morning? Let's see how many people get on a Saturday morning at 7 a.m. Some of you might be asleep. Let's see who's going to get the gold. Oh my goodness, and that reminds me. Let's have a look. We have Kathy Ann. There you go, it's going on, Kathy. Don't know what colour it is until I open the lid. Kathy's got a gold. And Anna Jennings, you've got your silver medal on a Saturday. And Helen Edwards will be delighted with the bronze. The bronze at the weekend. Good morning, everybody. So, who have we got? Dawn Allman, number 4. Lovely to see it. And Nikki, lovely Nikki, number 5. So, morning, Trish. Morning, Kathy. Morning, Kim. Got a lot of K's on this morning. How are you? What date is it? Kim, we've got our little chat in the tribe on Tuesday, isn't it? I can't wait, Kim. I can't wait. So, I've been using your lovely stuff. I use it on my nails as well, your lovely bees balm. And so, I can't wait, Kim, for our little chat. Every other month, we've started having a member chat interview on Zoom, and it's just really lovely. So, Kim, it's unreal. I've never met her, but I feel like I have. I wouldn't be shocked if I saw her in real life. It's as if that's the thing with Facebook, when you get into a community, you really do get to know people. So, morning, Susie. Morning, Christine. Right then, let's have a look. Good morning, Carol. Right, and Lauren, so lovely to see you all. Well done for getting up, everybody. Well, I say that, really. It's no big feat, is it? Si? Oh, we're back on. Hang on. Would you mind just turning your Wi-Fi things off for a minute? I might take you upstairs. Let's have a look. Or should I'll try down here again. Going up and down, up and down. Let's have a look. I'll come back into the kitchen, but I'll stick you to the mirror. I'll stick you to the mirror. There. Oh, you've had a little tour. A tour of my back passage. Let's look. Right then, so how is everybody? 109 people on. Please do share it. You know, some of you, and don't feel bad, you know, some of you would be on catch up. You'd have had a lie-in. You might have been working 15-hour shifts all week. So there's no right or wrong. This is why these are available on catch up. Hi, Beth. It keeps freezing today. Hopefully it should be all right now. That was my connection, that one. But what's been happening in the week has been nothing to do with me. It's just Facebook. So, right. So, Beth, stay on. So, because I thought of you when I was reading this chapter. So, what am I saying? Right, we're going to start day 13. It's changing. So before I do, I've put the link on again. If anybody wants to join the wait list for the tribe, it's opening for one day only on Friday. If you go on the wait list, you'll probably get in on Thursday, because we'll be emailing you on Thursday. So emailing the link to join. So let's have a look. So hopefully day 13. Right, thank you, Jane, for that. This is where it changes slightly. The last 12 days have all been about focusing on gratitude for what you have now and what you've had in the past. Now, this is where it gets difficult for some people, because what it is now for the next 10 days, God, we've got so much longer left, haven't we? It's just brilliant. For the next 10 days, it's focusing about gratitude for things that you want, your desires, your dreams in the future. And so people can struggle with that a bit, because they think, what a load of rubbish, you can't just magic stuff up. Well, you just need to stay open-minded, because all it is putting you in a better mindset. So, right, So let's have a look. So day 13, make all your wishes come true. The quote by Norman Vincent Peale is, imagination is the true magic carpet. Yeah, future magic, Jill, that's what we're going into. For the next 10 days, we're doing future magic. Thank you, Michelle, for sharing. Shared with 3 close friends and she shared with a stranger. How good is that, Michelle? Just brilliant, you know. So it is lovely. So sharing it does make such a big difference. Honestly, I got another email yesterday from a lady who's only just found it because of a share. Oh, I tell you, it gives me a little whoosh, it does. So, if you've been following the magic practices day by day, you have now built an amazing foundation by practicing gratitude for everything you've received and continue to receive in your life. But today is an exciting day because you're going to begin to use gratitude's magical power for your dreams and desires. So, hundreds of native cultures through the centuries have traditionally given thanks for what they want before they receive it, creating elaborate ceremonies to put as much energy as they could into giving thanks. The Egyptians have celebrated the flooding of the River Nile since ancient times to ensure the continual flow of water. American Indians and Australian Aborigines perform rain dances. Various African tribes perform ceremonies for their food before they hunt for it, and the very nature of prayer in every culture and religion, oh, I've got a low battery, let's have a look, is giving thanks before having received what is desired. The law of attraction says that like attracts like, which means you must form in your mind a likeness or an image of what you want. Then to attract your desire to you, you have to feel as though it's yours, so that how you feel is also like how you would feel when you had what you wanted. The easiest way to do this is to be grateful for what you want before you've even received it. If it never occurred to you before to use gratitude to receive what you want, you have now discovered another of its magical powers. The very words in the Holy Scriptures promise exactly that. Whoever has gratitude now will be given more in the future, and he or she will have abundance. Hi Denise, how are you? Lovely to see you. So gratitude is something you must have before you can receive, not something that you simply do after something good has happened. Most people are grateful after they receive something good, but to make all your wishes come true and change your entire life by filling it with riches in every area, you must be grateful before and after. Now, I'm going to put my own little spin on it here. I think a lot of people find this difficult to do. I certainly did when I did this 5 years ago, because the very act, this is just my personal opinion, the very act of, I mean, I don't anymore, but this is what was like when I first started doing it. The very thought of, we've had, 12 days of being grateful for what we've got now and what we've had, and isn't it amazing? And I'm grateful for this radiator and this lovely, I love my money plant. It's got a £5 note shoved in it, can you see? In my money plant, I love it. I do love the other fact that the other string of pearls is growing there. I love all that, you know, we've got it now, and the stuff we've had in the past for all the money that's been spent on us when we were children in the past. But being asked to your desires and dreams, what you want, you know, when our car was breaking down, I wanted a new car, you know, oh, I'd like to go on holiday, oh, I'd like, you know, to have a new dress, or I'd like to, say if I didn't have a partner, have a new partner, or sometimes just have a new partner, just a joke. And the very act of doing that made me feel a bit ungrateful for what I've got now. So it felt a bit of a fight, if I'm honest, but that was just how I was perceiving it. So I'm just telling you that so you don't do it. Just openly be grateful for things that you want, for things that you really want, even if it's a brand new big mansion. Doesn't make you selfish or ungrateful for what you've got now. So just for things that what you really want. Do you want a new oven? You know, do you want a new kitchen table? And a lot of them tend to be material things. Do you want to be able to run a marathon? You know, and you can't even run a 5K at the moment. So obviously that's not a material thing, but a lot of things do tend to be what people class as material things. You know, there's nothing wrong. I'd love a shower in my ensuite. We've never had one in any house. We only had an ensuite in the last house we lived in. We've never had a proper shower. I have to walk to Nancy's toilet or the downstairs, and that isn't even a proper shower. It's odd. I don't know why there wasn't one in this house. It's just one that's attached, you know, to the taps. It's like going back to the 70s when your mum used to do your hair with those plastic things that you shove on cowders. So I'd love a shower, but it makes you feel, I think when you've had not a lot as well, you feel a bit uncomfortable asking for things in the future when you've already got loads. So I'm just, if you can relate to how that feels, then good. But I want you to, I'm pre-warning you because I don't want you to find it difficult like I did. I want you to get straight into the magical powers. So through the act of being sincerely grateful for receiving your desire beforehand, you immediately form an image in your mind that you have it. You feel as though you have it and you're fulfilling your part. If you continue to hold to that image and feeling, you will magically receive your desire. You won't know how you'll receive it, and it is not your job to even figure it out or worry about it. You don't try to figure out how gravity is going to keep you on the ground when you go out for a walk, do you? You just trust and know that when you go for a walk, the law of gravity will keep you firmly on the ground. Actually, Rhonda, I don't even give it a thought, because you trust and know, I suppose, that much. You know, you're not going to go out of the house and float up into the air like you're in space because the law of gravity. And obviously she believes that the law of attraction, and so many listen to The Secret, is as powerful. You know, like attracts like. Likewise, you must trust and know that when you're grateful for what you want will magically be moved towards you, because it is the law of the universe. So I've got itchy eyes this morning. My eyelashes are long overdue, so they're looking a bit spidery. Oh, right. So what do you most want right now? What do you want most right now? So at the beginning of this book, I asked you to get really clear about what you want in every area of your life. So if you didn't do that earlier, now is the time to do it. So right at the beginning, we said we want you to write 10 desires that you want before you're doing your gratitudes, 10 desires that you want, and it can be anything. You might be single, so you might want your perfect partner. You know, you might be trying for a child, so you might want to get pregnant. You might you might want to go on this big holiday that you didn't get to go on this year, but it's a bit out of your reach now, so you might still want to go and take all the family away on a big adventure holiday. You might want a new fruit bowl, you know, you might want a new kitchen bin, you know, yours might be falling to bits. You might want a brand new car, you might want a motorhome, you know. Please don't feel you can't ask for something because it's worth 60 grand. Don't worry, don't feel you can't ask for something because it's a brand new house down by the sea in Brighton and it's worth 400 grand, you know. Obviously it'd be a lot more than that down there, wouldn't it? So don't ask for that. If that's what you really, really want, if you would, you know, Sandra should love a vaccine so she can get back to work. So that's what you're going to ask for. That might be the top of your list. But don't feel superficial, or if, you know, you don't have to feel like you're going for world peace and all that sort of stuff. If you want a brand new car, if you want, you know, a brand new house, if you ask for that, it does not make you superficial. And so, because the thing is, and this is what the trouble I had with it, because we were going through bankruptcy and we didn't have anything like that, I was so grateful for the stuff that we still had. I didn't feel comfortable asking for anything else. I just wanted not to be bankrupt. I just wanted not to have the bailiffs knocking up the door, you know, so... But I did it anyway, you know, I did. I thought, I want to be mortgage free. We're still nowhere near that, you know, because of obviously that's the only reason we didn't lose the house in the bankruptcy, because we were in negative equity. So we're nowhere near that, but it's still going to happen. But I didn't feel I could ask for a new car. I didn't feel I could do all that. And I wish I had. I wish I'd been more confident and comfortable and not embarrassed at myself to ask for anything I wanted. So imagine you're opening a catalogue up of the universe. You know, when you used to look at the Grattan catalogue when you were younger, or is that just me? And then you'd look at all the toys at Christmas and you'd circle stuff. I want you to pretend you're opening the Grattan catalogue. And then I'd start looking at irons and stuff and household stuff. And I was about 9. What's that going on? So open your Grattan catalogue or Freeman's. And what do you want? What do you want? So if you haven't done your top 10 desires, I want you to write them down today, because you might have joined this on day 4 or day just yesterday. So it's top 10 desires, what you want. And it can be anything. So I want you to write them down and you stick them somewhere. Stick them on the fridge, stick them on the back of your wardrobe door, stick them on the bathroom mirror, where you see them. So at the beginning of this book, I ask you to get really clear about what you want. So obviously if you haven't done that, do it today. Go to the list you created now and choose your top 10 desires for this magical practice. So this one's going to take a bit of time today, but not too much. You can select 10 desires from different areas of your life, such as money, health, home, relationships, or you might want to choose 10 desires in one area you really want to change. You know, ironically, mine was the money one, the wealth I wanted to change, because that's what we were really struggling with. Obviously my health wasn't brilliant because I had depression, but it was the wealth that was causing it, the worry. So that's what I focused on. Be very clear and specific about what you want so that you can see the changes magically happen from the practice. Imagine you are putting in a magic order with the universe for your top 10 desires, because in truth, by using the law of attraction, that's exactly what you are doing. Now, if you're struggling with this concept, just bear with and stop moaning to yourself. Sit down at a computer or with a pen and a journal today. I want you to do it. You've got loads of time, the majority of you. I know that's a big fat assumption, but I'm not bothered. And create a separate list of your top 10 desires in the following way, as though you've already received them. So you can go to your list that you made at the beginning of this, your top 10 desires, and if you haven't done that, make that list. Just write down the top 10 things you want. You might be able to do that really quickly. And then what I want you to do with that list is change it slightly. So this is how you write it. So you write a list and you say, thank you, thank you, thank you for, and fill in the blank with your desire as though you received it. So for example, thank you, thank you, thank you for the high marks in my exam results, which got me into the exact college I wanted. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the great news that we are having a baby. Thank you, thank you, thank you for our dream home, which has everything we wanted to have down to the last detail. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the amazing phone call with my dad that has improved our relationship so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the medical results that show I'm all clear and healthy again. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the unexpected money I received, which is the exact amount I needed for my European trip. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the doubling of our sales figures this month. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the ideas that won us our biggest client yet. Thank you, thank you, thank you for my perfect partner. And thank you, thank you, thank you for how easy and effortless our move was. So what can you be thankful for? Now, so let me just tell you this. Writing thank you 3 times in a row is a powerful thing to do, because it prevents you from throwing the words away just by saying thank you. And it increases your force of gratitude. Saying thank you 3 times is also a magic formula, because it is a mathematical number of all new creation in the universe. For example, it takes 1 male and 1 female to create a baby. The male, female and baby total 3, completing a whole new creation. The same rule of 3 applies to the creation of everything in the universe, including the creation of your desires. And so when you say thank you 3 times in a row, you are using the magic number of creation and a secret magic formula. Bit of homework, Google 3s. When I see 3s or 1s, I love it. So have you noticed on Strictly Come Dancing, Giovanni always says, when he gets through at the end, he always says, thank you, thank you, thank you. He always says it 3 times. Just watch it tonight. So, so to start each of your, the second step, right, before I go on to the second step, so what can you say thank you for? Now, when I was starting my retreats, because it was about the same time, because I needed to, you know, we literally had no money or anything, so I came up with the been really hard. So that's it. And back, Debbie, that's a really good point. Visualization for the future has always been really hard, impossible for me. I want to ask a confidence. She went to, oh, sorry, I can't read that, conference years ago, and I couldn't do it then either. So just try getting over yourself, Debbie, and do it anyway. Even if you find it hard, just do it. I think I know exactly what you mean. And it's not because you can't visualise it, it's because you just think, oh, you know, so a lot of people do find it difficult. So, but I want you to do it. So let's have a look. So you're all here. So Debbie, so come on, just get it done. Giovanni, I can't stand the suspense. So let's have a look. Where was that? So to say thank you, thank you, thank you for what you have. So yeah, that was it. That's what I was saying about the retreats. I remember I used to lie when I was going to bed at night. I'd say thank you, thank you, thank you for my really busy retreats. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the 15 people that are on them. Because when I first did them, there was only like 8 or 9 on each retreat, and then it built. And now literally they sell out in hours. You know, I take 25 people on my UK retreats and they sell out. But I used to lie there imagining. And then when I opened the monthly membership, the tribe, I was thinking, oh my God, what if just 5 people join? And I used to thank you for the 100 members. That now we've got like, it's mad. We've got like 460. We had 600 in the summer because obviously there's no contract because people come and go and that is fine. It's just like a gym membership. You know, some people hang around for ages and some people come in, do 3 months and leave, and some people keep joining. So I think there's about 460 in at the moment. But I used to thank you for opening up with 100 members. That was my target. And we got 330 on 330 people when we first opened it 2.5 years ago. But I was saying, thank you for the 100 members. Thank you for the 100. And I just imagined me working at my computer, motivating these 100 people, you know. So whether you think it's bollocks or not, surely it's better than spending your time going, oh, I'm opening the membership. Oh my God, what if just 5 people join? What am I going to do if just 5 people join? All that work. And then what if those 5 people hate it? Oh, it's going to be awful. So even surely it's better focusing on what you want in the future. So to saturate each of your desires with gratitude's magical power, begin with the first desire on your list and using your imagination mentally, answer the following questions as though you've received your desire. Right, so Beth, if you're still on, I'm going to use you as an example, only because we used you the other day. Now, so if you remember, Beth, who's my lovely friend who does my nails, look at them. Look how they're growing. I think it's been 3 weeks already. And I've got to make them last another 2 weeks. I'm putting my oil on. So Beth works for herself and she's one of the small population, doesn't get any government help because she just works from out of her home. There she is. And she did this last time. A few people in her position do it. They do a raffle and she's selling tickets for £10. And for that, the prize is 3 nail treatments, which is worth nearly 100 quid. So for 10 quid, you've got the chance of winning 100 quid's worth of nails. And she was selling 50. So when she was last on, do you remember I got her to do 100? I said, Beth, sell 100 places, sell 100. And so she's done that. And I know you won't mind me saying, Beth, but she goes, oh my God, Sally, I've only done 27 sort of thing. And it's so easy to do that. It's so easy. Because then you worry, you think, oh, I shouldn't have done it. Have I looked greedy? Have I looked this? I shouldn't have listened to Sally. I should have stopped with 50. And I know that's how you'll be feeling. So I want you to completely reframe it, Beth, and stick with 100. You know, stick with 100 for now. But I want you to have this as your top desire, that you want to fill that raffle. You want to do 100 tickets. You know, you want to do 100. So don't say I want, just say thank you for selling 100 tickets. Thank you for selling 100 tickets. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Say it 3 times. I want you to do it all the time, Beth. Thank you, thank you, thank you for selling 100 tickets. I mean, there's no time limit on it, whether she does it at Christmas, and so you've got all of November and December to sell the tickets. And can I just say an extra thank you on Beth's behalf? I know she's come on and thanked, but people won't see it. That some of you bought tickets for her, and even if you don't live locally, you asked her to donate if you win. That was really, really kind of you. People do that sort of stuff in the tribe, you know, and it's just so kind. It really is. So let's have a look. So Beth, thank you, thank you, thank you. Your support is incredible. I do think that I feel greedy. I feel cheeky. So this is a perfect example, Beth, what I was explaining beforehand. You know, you do feel greedy, and you feel cheeky, and you feel others will be looking at you going, oh my God, and people start head counting. Beth used to do it when they came on the retreats. You know, if I got 25 people or 20 people on the retreats, when they were first started, they're only 195. I know it's a lot of money, but for what they get, it's not. So they're like 295, I think now, or 325 they are. And people, you can see people head counting, or I assume that. And I'll be thinking, God, they'll think you're making a fortune. What they don't see is all the work that goes into doing them. And Simon and I, for the UK retreats, are probably on minimum wage, if I'm honest. Because, you know, that's just how it was. The amount of hours work leading up, promotion, actually on the retreats, 15-hour days. So it really was. They weren't a big money maker. But, you know, we did do it to start with like that. But I totally get what you mean, Beth, that people assume, you know, so people think you're being cheeky and greedy because you're doing this raffle. And do you know what? It's not for charity. It's hopefully the people who you've served amazingly well over the last 5 years, you know, you're asking for a tenner. But it's just a raffle. People do raffles. So I don't want you to feel cheeky. You're in the small minority that haven't had a penny from the government, you know, and there's a lot of people like you who work from home on their own, you know, who have taken that risk. And that's what I admire, whether it's because I'm a businesswoman myself, you know, that makes me sound a bit grand, you know, but I have my own business, so I know how worrying it is. You're always relying on other people being able to afford your services. And, you know, I do loads of free stuff, as you know, as well. And my mum goes, "My bloody hell, Sally, what are you doing that for?" Because I love doing free stuff. I've always done free stuff, and I probably always will do free stuff, you know. But then I do paid stuff as well, like my membership. You know, some of you might come into the membership, and if you don't, no hard cheese. I don't care where you feel your motivation comes from, as long as you feel motivated, you know. So I totally get that, Beth, but because you work for yourself, I don't think people have any idea how much work goes into that, and that you took the courage to reduce your hours in your job so you could work for yourself and set up your business from home. Literally, you're in such a small percentage of the population that has the courage to do that. So I really admire it. Let's have a look. It's not a handout. Says starting to save now so I can go. Just got my first visualization. Brilliant, Debbie. So we're going to go on to that. I've nearly finished. So Jane says to Beth, "Don't feel greedy or cheeky." And Debbie said, "It's not a handout, it's a valid raffle with a potential return for the buyer." And that's it. Of course, we do it all the time. You buy, who's in the postcode lottery? I pay 20 quid a month for the postcode lottery. You know, who does a raffle at school? Who does all sorts of stuff? You know, who goes to the airport and sees the big fancy car there? And who enters the competitions on? Richard and Judy, Fern and Phil. It's not Fern, it's Holly and Phil now, isn't it, this morning? Who enters the competitions on those? You know, that's all, it's just the same thing. There's a return. Beth, I needed this talk today. 5 months of absolutely no financial help has taken its toll. The magic this week has helped me massively. I will be back to work in December. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You will be back to work. And I'm one of your first, I think I'm in on the 6th of December. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Beth. Because we're going to sit there, and this is what I'm talking about. So it's been a really good example. Beth feels cheeky and embarrassed, I bet, at doing this raffle. She'll have felt like that anyway, but because I've gone and forced her to put it up to 100, she'll feel even worse. Well, Beth, I want you to get, and I want all of you to do this with anything that you feel cheeky asking for. If you want a brand new Smeg fridge, then bloody well say thank you, thank you, thank you for my Smeg fridge. You know, don't care what other people think or assume. Let them wallow in their negativity and worry and fear if they've not yet seen the light of the magic. You know, I know that sounds a bit evangelical, but come on. So this is where you take it to the next level. So all of you now, so Beth, we know what yours is. You're going to be saying thank you, thank you, thank you for selling 100 tickets. Every single one of you now, I want you to think, what is your top desire at the moment? Is it around health, wealth, money or relationships? Pick one right now in your head and then follow this. To ensure each of your desire with gratitude, magical power begin with the first desire on your list and using your imagination, mentally answer the following questions as though you've already received it. So again, because I know Beth's example, I'll go back to her. So Beth, I want you to imagine, what emotions did you feel when you sold 100 tickets? When you sold your last ticket, how did you feel? And you've not had any trolling, you've not had anybody saying you're greedy or cheeky, but you've sold 100 tickets. Say if that happens this week, or it's happened now, how do you feel that you've sold 100 tickets? Who was the first person, Beth? Say if you were at home on your own and you've just sold your 100th ticket, somebody on Instagram has messaged you and said, can I have that last ticket? Who did you tell first that you'd sold 100 tickets? Who did you message? Who did you call that you'd sold 100 tickets? I'm getting goosebumps, I tell you. And then what I want you to do, what is the first great thing you did when you sold 100 tickets? Include as much detail as you can find. What did you do? You know, if you're at home, what did you do? Did you go and have a glass of wine? Did you just put a post on Instagram thanking everybody? You know, what did you do? Did you do a happy dance? So finally, reread each desire, so all 10, and really emphasise the magic words thank you so that you feel them as much as you can. So, sorry, you do that with that one. So when you've done the first one, you reread it. So I want to sell, I thank you for selling all 100 tickets. And you say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And you really feel it. I want you to feel what it feels like. So if you've got a knackered old car that keeps breaking down, yeah, you might say, well, I'm not bothered about a new one, because you might not be. You know, I just want another one that works. But go for a new one. Why not? People often do that. I used to do that because I'd be embarrassed. Honestly, I would be embarrassed. It was awful. I remember our old car that we'd had for 15 years, and when it was finally driven off, and it got us all through the bankruptcy and everything. It was just amazing. But then we got a new car, and it's only on a lease. You know, we got it through actually one of Simon's clients. Because we couldn't get credit because of the bankruptcy, and I felt embarrassed to drive it. I wouldn't go out in it at first. How mad's that? Because I thought, I've been bankrupt. I don't want to go out in a new car. I've not had a new car for years and years and years. And I felt guilty. I felt ashamed. I felt embarrassed. I didn't want to be seen in it. And so what block is that creating? What block is stuff like that our thoughts creating? So I want you to, if you want a new car, say you want a new car and imagine. So if you went to go and pick your new car up today, what would it feel like? What would you feel like? What would you feel like to get in it and smell those leather seats or the new steering wheel, you know, and the little gear stick and all the media that it's got in it? What would that feel like every time you opened it, you know, and your central locking doesn't work and all that, and your back window doesn't wind up properly? You know, we had that for years. So, or what is it? You know, what is it if you've never had a dishwasher before and you want a dishwasher, and when you're opening it and you're putting the stuff in and you keep it clean? Or when you've got a new partner, you know, you've been on your own for 4 years maybe, and you meet somebody on Bumble, not that I've ever been on that, and you're really hitting it off and you're getting along amazing, you've met them for the first time, and oh my God, it is literally love at first sight, and you're smitten. What does that feel like? What would you do? How would you feel inside? You know? So this is how clear we want you to get. And with your top 10 desires, I want you to do it with all of them, but you don't have to sit and do it. I want you to sit and write your top 10 desires if you've never done them. And then as you're going through your day, you might be round Tesco, you might be stood outside in the queue at Tesco with your mask on. Pick a desire. Right then, I want to, let me think of one. I would love, yes, I mean I'd love 1,000 members in my membership. I would love 1,000 members. My original desire was 100, and then it was 500, and now I'd like 1,000, because there's no limit to it. The reason I want that is because I know how impactful it is to women and how supported they feel, and the messages that I get from people saying that, and I just love it, and it makes it worth all the stuff that I do when I see people. I'm not talking about losing weight. People do lose weight. If they want to. I'm talking about women waking up and realising that they're bloody amazing, that they're bloody marvellous, that they can do anything they damn well want. They just need to start believing in it. And yes, they can do fitness, and they can hold a plank, and they can go and work for themselves, and they are amazing, incredible women. And then they start behaving differently with their families, then they start loving themselves. There is nothing more satisfying for me to see a woman wake up and realise that the next half of her life, I'm just thinking of an email I read last night before I went to bed. It was in response to my email. I got quite a few back. Yes, they were just incredible, and they really, really made me well up. That women a lot of the time just feel lost, especially, you know, when you get menopausal and you start getting to your late 40s, early 50s, you feel lost and shite. And if I can in any way be impactful on making that change where they start to realise how bloody incredible they are, and yeah, that life is shit sometimes, but it's how you deal with that shit, you know, and it's all right to be shit. It's all right. So why would I not want to impact 1,000 women instead of 500? It's not that I'm not grateful for the 500 that are there, but that's I do. Thank you for the 1,000, for reaching 1,000 members in my monthly membership. Thank you. And it's odd because it's not even open all the time. It's not open till February, but for one day only. On Friday, we're going to open it. Just one day. It's going to be mad. But I love it. And at first, I felt embarrassed. Like Beth felt embarrassed about asking for 100 tickets. I felt embarrassed about visualising or wanting 100. It used to make me cringe. I used to think, Sally, be grateful for the 50. You know, don't want more, be grateful for what you've got. How many times did your parents or your dinner ladies or your teachers say, be grateful for what you've got? Meaning that you can't ever aspire to have anything else. What a load of shite. Of course, be grateful for what you've got. That's what we've been doing for the last 12 days. But that does not mean that you cannot aspire to want more. It doesn't make you a superficial arsehole. You know, some of the things will be materialistic. I want a new pair of Ugg slippers. Let me show you. I love these slippers. I love them. There's nothing left. I'm changing about every 3 years, and I love my Ugg slippers. And I love this type. The Scuffs, they're called. They've got a lovely blue colour this year. But when you get a new pair, they don't even smell. It's because they're sheepskin. They don't smell one bit. And they've been worn for hours and hours and hours. But look, there's all the stuff's worn off. I want, thank you, a new pair of Ugg slippers. It doesn't make me, you know, should I ask for, no disrespect, but should I just go to the local market and get a pair for a tenner? No, on Ugg pair, they're about 80 quid, which is ridiculous for a pair of slippers. But that's a choice. So don't ever let anybody else, don't feel judged by anybody, because that's their stuff, not yours. So you ask for what you damn well want, and there's no right or wrong, you know, because some of the things are really small that I want. They're really, really small. You know, I'd love to be able to read a book that I'm reading. It's such small writing. And I can't read, so I'm going to have to buy I want the Kindle version to put on Simon's Kindle, so then I can read it. So thank you for the Kindle version of that book. It's about £1. I've just not sorted it yet, but I really do want it. So all I'm saying is, do not be embarrassed, because it's that, and Beth, that is such a good point. It is that will block you. You know, you can do it privately. You don't have to tell anybody what you want. You can do it completely privately. But this is the nonsense. Even when we do it privately, and I know what you mean, Beth, you get this little irk in your heart going, oh, I feel awkward asking for that. I feel that's a bit much. So instead of asking for 1,000 members, I'll just do 550. I'll go up in slower increments. No, I'm going to do an event, because I'm not doing any retreats next year in the UK. I've not planned any 3-day weekend retreats. What I want to do is a big fuck off event in London. I do. I want to do a big 1-day event that's just full of stuff like this. It's going to have me, Shelley, the yoga teacher with her wisdom, and Sam, the mindset coach, and Simon, the 4 of us, the 4 S's we're called, because we're the ones who run the tribe. And I'm going to come wheeling on with my little stories. I'll even do a bit of stand-up comedy. I'm going to do a big 1-day event. We're going to have a massive party. I'm shitting myself at the thought of it. And it's a pipe dream at the moment, because I think, I had no idea where to start with it. But that's what I want. I want to do 1 day. I want to write a best-selling book. And this is another, so I know I'm going on this morning, but I really want you to get your head round this, not being embarrassed to ask, not being embarrassed to want, not being embarrassed for your desires, because it is going to block you. And I speak from experience, because after the bankruptcy, I would not ask for anything. I was embarrassed at earning money. I was embarrassed. I wanted to stay poor. I wanted to stay in the poverty of only having £2.80 a week sometimes, because that felt more comfortable than almost the shame of starting to earn money. And it's not come, I've worked my arse off since then. As you know, if you've seen us on social media, I've worked so hard, but I love what to do, so that makes it easier. And yes, we're not like we were 5 years ago, and I'm so grateful for that, so grateful. I just sometimes don't know how we got through it, but I don't want you to feel embarrassed. And I was going to tell you something then, and I've interrupted myself. What was I going to... I can't remember. Don't you hate it when you do that? I've not been so bad while I've been doing this magic, but I forget. I was going to tell you something. Just bear with. It was to do with feeling shame, because it holds you back, and that's why I was speaking from experience, and I don't do it anymore. I still do a little bit, I'll be honest, I still do a little bit, but it was to do with something of after the banks, when I just wouldn't dare ask for stuff, and now I do. I will ask for stuff, and I will say thank you for stuff that I don't have. So I can't remember what I was going to say. I'm sorry, it's come out of my head. If anybody can, what thread I was on? Something to look forward to. Let's have a look. Thanks for your London retreat. Yeah, I started a new business last week, and I felt a bit awkward and weird, but had Sally's voice in my head all the time, and managed to secure 2 clients, one with quite a big standing already, and I feel so happy and proud. And I think it's because I've been really practicing gratitude with all of you. Inga, how amazing is that? Who's got a whoosh that Inga's had the courage to start a new business, and she's got 2 clients, and she thinks Inga will be making a difference. So shall we all give Inga a big love heart, gratitude, well done for in this, how many people wouldn't do anything in this environment? They go, oh my God, I can't do anything. But sod that, Inga's gone out and started a new business, and she's got 2 clients. So look at all these love hearts coming for Inga. Huge well done. Huge well done. Jane, sometimes people comment, when I bought a new car, some people asked how I could afford it. Oh, when I started running, some people told me I was too old. Glad I took no notice. It makes me feel great. Ignore people's comments. Jane, I couldn't agree more. And the people do that. How have you afforded that? How, you know, so you just do you, honestly. Right, so that's it. So just a recap of what you should be doing. And this is a quick recap. Have you done your 10 gratitudes? I still want you doing your 10 gratitudes every day. I've done mine already. And do you know what? The stuff I'm thanking is unreal. I'm thanking my iPad keyboard because it's really comfortable, you know, and it makes it easier. The fact that I can just take it around anywhere, you know. But then I thank Luther, my dog, because I'm enjoying stroking him every morning. I've started stroking him for 5 minutes every morning, a bit like a meditation. I'm really enjoying it. That's a whole other video. So you count your blessings, 10 every morning. I know it's going to be getting a lot harder, but that is the point. Thank you.